We all face these moments of everyday risk, these split-second decisions that can, well, change everything. Today, we're going to look at one of the most common ones, one that's so often overlooked, the simple, powerful presence of heat.
So let's start with a scene that I'm sure is familiar to all of us. On the surface, it looks perfectly normal, but it holds a very common hidden danger.
Okay, picture this. You're in the kitchen, it's just a normal day, and there it is, a pan on the stove. Was it just used? How long has it been sitting there?
Or maybe it's the kettle over on the counter. You can almost hear the whistle from a few minutes ago, right? But how much of that heat is still radiating from its surface?
And the risk isn't just in the kitchen. It can be anywhere. A metal tool left out on the patio, a dark-colored object just sitting in a sunbeam, just an everyday item quietly absorbing all that energy.
And then comes the action. It's a moment of pure impulse, not even carelessness, just an automatic movement. The hand reaches out to touch it, to move it, to investigate, completely on autopilot. And now we've arrived at the critical moment. Everything that happens next, literally everything, hinges on this single, tiny fraction of time.
The whole thing comes down to right here, in this frozen moment just before contact, before the story goes one of two ways. So, what happens next?
And there it is, instinct. It's a reflex that's faster than you can even consciously think. Your nervous system just screams danger, and your body responds instantly, pulling back from the source of the threat.
And this reveals a core truth. The problem wasn't just the heat itself, it was the surprise. The fact that we weren't prepared is what turned a simple object into a potential danger.
Okay, so that was the path of pure impulse. But it is not the only path. What happens if we consciously choose a different one? A simple, deliberate choice can lead to a much, much safer outcome.
The solution here is surprisingly simple. First, the most powerful action of all, you just stop. That's it. You interrupt that automatic impulse. Second, you ask a simple question. Is this hot? And third, you act with intention. You grab a cloth, or you simply practice a little patience and wait. It's all about replacing that impulse with awareness.
Now, this simple three-step guide is actually built on a much deeper idea, a core philosophy that makes it all work. This is it. This is the single rule to remember. It's not about fear, it's about respect. It's about understanding that heat is a powerful force of energy, even on the small scale of a stovetop, and giving it the consideration it requires.
So, if we were to boil this whole explainer down to its absolute essence, this would be it. The power is in the pause. That moment of hesitation, that's where safety lives. Heat isn't just an obstacle to be dealt with. It's an element that requires our mindful care and our attention.
This simple lesson about a hot pan is really a metaphor for something so much larger. It's a physical example of a powerful truth. The tiny, almost invisible choices we make moment to moment, they all have consequences. Each one sets us on a path.
So now you've seen both paths in this simple scenario. The path of impulse and the path of respect. The question is, which one will you choose? What will you do next?